So to begin with, the overall level of the exam was easy, probably super easy, 2017 level. The first three passages was straight, simple, short. The fourth passage was a little complex, maybe. I would not say difficult. I would say easy to moderate or a little challenging. Interesting read though. Longer. But the questions were straight. The questions were straight. Questions had nothing, no amount of critical reasoning involved, nothing involved. Direct fact-based questions were there. So overall level 2017 like.
Sir, I found VA difficult today.
VA was, some questions were yes a little difficult today, little tricky. तो आज वही किया मैंने. For the past 2-3 tests I had been setting difficult or complex passages and easy VA, yeah, moderate passages and easy VA. Today passages were easy, VA was difficult.
Sir, I found odd one out questions somewhat challenging.
Odd one out, I think parajumbas maybe one question was easy, two were moderate to difficult. Out of context maybe one was easy, one was moderate to difficult. So yes, VA was overall, the overall level of VA was moderate. Agreeable. Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's begin. There's no need to write summaries of such easy passages. A learning point for today. Obviously, it's a news article. It reports about the damage caused by human activity to the marine ecosystem, penguin chicks, etc. They have died. So environmental damage caused by human activity. Simple, straight read. Pretty easy. So to the questions right away.
Sir, hello.
Yes, Prashant.
फिर इसका second para एक बार explain कर देंगे.
Second para. Over the next year, we have the opportunity to create an Arctic Ocean sanctuary, the largest protected area on Earth, which would put the waters off limits to the industrial fishing vessels. Currently, second on. Okay. There are talks going on to create an Arctic Ocean sanctuary, a protected area of water, protected area of ocean for Antarctic marine ecosystem, marine life, which will make fishing activity in this area, which will ban the fishing activity in this particular area, and therefore sustain or save the population of shrimp like krill, whatever this species is, on which the entire ecosystem depends. Simple sentence, I would say. Why did you find it easy, difficult to understand? Which
so
part did you not?
Sentences. So the latter part. This
the latter part, which would put the waters off limits.
Off limits to the industrial fishing. So this was tough for.
Off limits. So it is beyond the limits. No, basically restriction would be imposed upon the industrial fishing vessels. That's it.
So.
So
ये last second में भी however should not का भी बताना.
Which part?
Last second para. Second para, last line. However collective should not.
Responsibility. However, can't say which part. I can't see how. Achha.
That only.
Our collective responsibility. Our collective
yes,
responsibility to protect them, however, should not. So it takes clues from the previous sentence. Na should not what? The previous sentence says the size of our oceans
is overwhelming.
But our responsibility should not seem overwhelming to us. Okay. It is our responsibility.
Okay.
If we together try to save them, then this responsibility should not and will not seem overwhelming. That's the idea. All right. Question number 1, if the Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary is not created over the next year, the author would most strongly support or advocate for which of the following immediate courses of action by the international community? Okay. Author is happy that we have an opportunity to create Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary because he thinks that this sanctuary would put the waters off limits to the industrial fishing vessels. So if this sanctuary is not built, an alternative measure which would stop fishing in this area would find author support. The easiest option C, prohibition of fishing in the Antarctic region would be the activity that author would most likely advocate support.
Sir, but in the final paragraph, he also says, sir, but it here tell about fishing. No, industrial fishing is specified in the paragraph.
Prohibition of fishing, but this is the closest option. So yes, you have a point. Probably option C would be flawless if it also used the expression prohibition of industrial fishing particularly, but in the given circumstances, it is the best available option because the question says which of the following would find authors most support? Immediate courses of action. The question is about immediate courses of action.
Sir, but in the passage, it does not say that the fishing is the most vulnerable cause for the
It's a critical reason. It is a CR based question. It's not a fact based question. And as I explained, author says because there's an opportunity to build Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary, it will make it possible for us to put the industrial fishing vessels off limits. The waters will be off limits, which means author supports banning or prohibiting industrial fishing in the area. He's most likely to support this, right?
But in the passage, it has not said that the fishing has caused most vulnerable effects on the Antarctica. So how can we deduce that his immediate action would be a prohibition against fishing?
Why do we need vulnerable word? Author says over the next year we have. Actually we are in a loop because you are fixated on one idea. You are not listening to me clearly. I am saying author says X will happen, which will lead to Y. Now question says if X does not happen, what would author most likely support? He would support Y coming from an alternative thing, no? Because ultimately he wants Y. And what is Y? Putting the waters off limits to the industrial fishing vessels, banning or prohibiting the fishing in this particular region. That is what author wants. He's happy about it. So vulnerability has no relevance, direct relevance to this entire context. And about the latter part, the last part says oil drilling, deep sea mining, pollution, climate change, etc. They're also causing damage. So author would support stopping drilling, banning deep sea mining, etc. Yes, but the question is not about long-term solutions. The question is about immediate courses of action. Immediate courses of action.
Sir, but it has not been said that the long-term action, oil drilling, deep sea mining.
And he has not said that these are causing immediate damage either. Second paragraph, Antarctic. Also, the question is if the Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary is not built, why would you? The source of this question, therefore, is second paragraph. Why would you go to the last paragraph?
Sir, similarly, I have solved yesterday RC, but from that we can the keyword has been come from fourth paragraph, but the answer has been come from the eighth paragraph, about sixth paragraph.
So you cannot generalize. You cannot generalize.
Okay,
In some passages that may happen. In this case, the source is in the second paragraph. The answer is also in the second paragraph. You cannot generalize it. You have to deal with it on a case-to-case basis. Second paragraph talks about Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary and its implication, its impact. The question says if Antarctic Sanctuary is not built, then what would the author support? So he would want the impact. He would want the result. With or without Antarctic Sanctuary, he would want the result. That is simple logic. Exactly. Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary तो बहुत specific है ना, वो build नहीं होगा तो what would happen? That's the question. What would he want?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Why does the author call our planet a marine natural wonder. Okay, let's try something different today. I will explain all the 4 options as I generally do, normally do, usually do. 4 options, or wherever it is not required, I would not explain the other options. Wherever the answer is obvious, I'd explain all the 21, 22 questions in one go. No disturbance in between. Keep marking your answers even after my explanation. If you still have a doubt, keep marking it. Whoever has a doubt can stay for long, can stay after the class. Others can at least leave. So that way we save some time for most of you. Does that work? Okay. Because sometimes what happens is one particular person has a doubt, and because of which we keep discussing one question over and again, and you know, that is wasted for everybody else. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to drag that. Yes. So even after my explanation, if you still have a doubt, mark that question, write down the number, we move on, and later you may discuss. I will answer all your doubts, don't worry about it.
Sir, later after everything, na?
After everything, after 21 questions, yes.
Okay.
Whoever still has a doubt, you know, may stay for a little while. No. Okay, why does the author call our planet a marine natural wonder? In questions like these, why does the author call our planet a marine natural wonder? You don't have to assume the answer. Don't assume why the author might have used it. Try to find out the answer from within the passage, within the text. And I am sure Tushar hota hai, ye galti bahut hota hai. Now, don't assume why the author might have used such an expression. Try to find out the answer from within the passage. Try to read 3-4 lines above, 3-4 lines below the source of the question. He calls marine natural wonder. He uses this expression in the 5th paragraph, I suppose. Yes. Here. He uses this expression in the 5th paragraph. In fact, almost half of our planet is a marine natural wonder. Okay. And if you read 2-3 lines above, the idea being discussed is that our planet is a blue planet, blah, 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 blah. Our oceans can be seen from across the solar system. Okay. Then here he says the majority of this water falls outside of national borders. Okay. In fact, almost half of our planet. Now this in fact tells you that he is adding to the idea of the previous sentence. And because he's adding to the idea of the previous sentence says the majority of this water falls outside of national borders, which means because of the vast expanse of waters, huge expanse of waters, is calling our planet a marine natural wonder. The majority of this water is outside national territories, geographical regions, etc., which means for the sheer expanse covered by waters is calling our planet a marine natural wonder. All other answer choices are your assumptions, for which we find no evidence in the passage. Sovereignty, alien idea. For the sheer diversity of life forms, not mentioned again. Not mentioned around this route, around this question source. For how it appears from the solar system. Now, this was again idea mentioned previously, yes, but it appears blue. That should not be a reason to call it a marine natural wonder. The immediately preceding sentence was this one. A vast amount of water, you know, lies outside national boundaries, etc. In fact, our planet is a marine natural wonder. So there's a lot of water which is not within any geographical boundaries. Okay. So I would say option D is irrelevant to the question. Does not answer the question. May be true, but not answer the question. The author of this passage is most likely what? Is he a marine life enthusiast? Is he a marine life enthusiast? Okay. He may be a marine life enthusiast. But if he's a marine life enthusiast, he would talk about a lot of marine species. Exactly, Tanu. If he's a marine life enthusiast, if he's enthusiastic about marine ecosystem, shouldn't he talk about a variety of marine species? Passage is narrow by that measure. Passage does not talk about a variety of marine species. It only talks about some krill, some fishing, this thing, penguins, that's it. So he doesn't, excellent, Ayan. So he doesn't seem to be a marine life enthusiast outside the. So this option A is probably overstated. Overstatement means too much. It says too much. Passage is not, the scope of the passage is not as wide. A news reporter should be objective. A news reporter should be objective. A news reporter should be objective. Yes, exactly. He should only state facts. So many penguins have died. Okay. He should limit himself to this idea. He should not argue for, building Antarctic Ocean Sanctuary, conserving marine life, etc. Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So we don't need here itself. Marine life does not need additional strain on food supplies. Here itself, the passage becomes subjective. Author is giving his opinion. Subjective means for the new ones. Subjective means author's own opinion, his own judgment is there in the passage. A news reporter is not supposed to talk about his own opinion. He is not supposed to write his own judgment. He is supposed to write or report facts only. So when author writes a subjective piece, he is unlikely to be a news reporter unless he is Arnab Goswami, who is not a news reporter. Okay. Yeah. Oh, he's a different guy altogether. An anti-industry activist. Oh, too much. Too much. Author has not. This is exactly what we mean by extreme. I read some of your messages. Someone was asking me to explain the meaning of the word extreme. Extreme simply means the option says too much. The passage does not argue in that degree or intensity. So author has not really argued against the industry. If at all he has argued only against fishing industry, specifically, to limit them. So you cannot generalize it, and you cannot say that he's an anti-industry activist, ban all the industries, ban all companies, etc. No. Yes, so it's too much. Is he a champion of marine life conservation? Champion means what? Champion means supporter. One meaning of the word champion is supporter. Is he an advocate? Is he a supporter and advocate of marine life conservation? Well, that is the gist, the essence of the passage. That is the gist or essence of the passage. Therefore, option D has to be the obvious choice. Okay.
Sir, here champion means advocate.
Yes. One meaning of the word champion is advocate. Yes. Supporter. क्या बोला आयन? कहाँ गया?
सर मैं कह रहा था मुझे लगा चैंपियन वो वाला था.
अच्छा. इसीलिए I try to. This is an original passage. Right from sourcing to question setting to answer choice. So एकदम original है. ऐसा मैं आंसर चॉइसेस बनाते बनाते कुछ भी दो मैंने इजी बनाया पैसेज, बट आई ट्राई टू टीच यू सर्टेन थिंग्स, स्पेशली कॉमन वर्ड्स. चैंपियन का सेकंड मीनिंग नहीं पता होता काफी बार. यू शुड नो कॉमन.
What are the other meanings of champion?
ना
Like-
the usual one.
No, like or
Sports champion.
there
One
must
meaning you already know. This is the second meaning which I
Okay.
introduced. Yeah, the common one.
सर ही चैंपियन द सर्टेन स्किल, ये भी तो होगा ना कुछ.
He championed a skill.
हाँ.
He championed a cause. He supported, advocated a cause. Championed a skill, I don't think is a correct usage.
मतलब उस स्किल की मास्टरी ले ली है. हाँ, ये तो
नहीं. If you champion a cause, if you use champion as a verb, it usually means support or advocate, not to gain mastery over. That's not the verbal meaning of, at least to my knowledge, मैंने ऐसा वाला usage नहीं देखा बहुत ज़्यादा. It does not strike me right now, at least. I will check and tell, still I'll confirm, but 99.9% this verbal meaning is limited to supporting or advocating a cause. That's the common meaning in any case. Okay. All of the following are true of this guy's work, except that. Okay. Except means what is not true. He has a wide repertoire. Now, what is repertoire? It's a vocab, becomes a vocab based question if you don't know the meanings of these words. What is repertoire? Skill set. Range of an artist. Range of an artist is called his repertoire. So if as a musician I can play X, Y, Z, everything, I have a wide repertoire. If as an actor I can be a comedian, a romantic actor, I can do romance, comedy, action, etc., everything, then I have a wide repertoire. Amitabh Bachchan has got a wide repertoire. This is how you can use this word. So did this guy had a wide repertoire? Okay. This line, in a career spanning 5 decades, this guy embraced everything from chanson, mambo, rock, rega, electronica. Even if you don't know, even if you are not aware of these music forms or art forms, you can still figure out that, okay, he's naming different forms of music song. So yes, he had a wide repertoire. It's often pun laden. His work was often pun laden. Next line, he often employed wordplay. Pun means wordplay. Clearly stated, pun means wordplay. So yes, it is inimitable. You can't copy it. His work remains wholly original. If his work remains wholly original, it simply means that yes, it is inimitable. Yes, it's widely popular. Actually, it's a contradiction, direct contradiction. He says that he's not much popular among Anglophonic audiences. So option D has to be the obvious choice. And how? Come on, easy question. Can't afford to get this one wrong.
सर ब्लैंड इमिटेशन से मैंने वो कर दिया. मैंने कहा अच्छा ठीक है, कर सकता होगा, तो मैंने फिर
तो इसका it offers nothing but bland imitations, reinforces the idea that his work is inimitable. Na? That's why the imitations are bland. Bland means what? Boring. Even those who have tried to copy his work have only come up with stupid, bland, boring imitations. It reinforces the idea his work cannot be copied.
हाँ, तो सर मुझे वही लगा इनइमिटेबल है ना, तो मतलब कि जो
Extreme हो गया.
इमिटेट ही ना किया जा सके, तो
हाँ.
वो तो कम से कम ब्लैंड इमिटेशन कर तो रहा है. ब्लैंड है लेकिन कर रहा है.
Bland is a negative word, na, which reinforces the idea that it is difficult. At least it is difficult to imitate without
हाँ, तो
assets.
मुझे ये लगा कि इनइमिटेबल है तो ऐसा नहीं है, ब्लैंड तो है, कम से कम कर तो रहा है.
But when you okay, If author says that these imitations are bland, it means that they have lost the essence. They have lost the essence. Bland means they have lost the essence. So while translating the work, they have lost the essence. If the essence is lost, doesn't it imply that it is inimitable? People try it. They are failed attempts. Bland imitations is equal to failed attempts.
Sir, in last paragraph, it is written that the only person who has come close. So that means that the attempt which he has made, he has come very close to imitate it.
No, to publicize it. No one has managed to make songs their own. Achha. The only person who has come close. So even she has not been able to imitate it completely. She has only come close to. She has only come close to imitating it, but not really imitated it. That's the idea. Therefore, yes, it is inimitable.
Okay.
She has come close to. She has not really imitated. So this is correct. Anyway, it is contradiction. That's all. Author implies that his work would have critical reasoning. The answer would not be found written in the passage. You will have to deduce the answer logically. His work would have had more outreach if. His work would be more popular if. Zyada popular ho sakta tha, agar. Okay. Now, one reason given why his work is not popular is perhaps, second paragraph, is perhaps because there has been no one to do for him what Mort Schumann and Scott Walker did for Jack. There was nobody to help him or to make him popular in the way Scott Walker made Jack popular. How? By offering an entry point to his work with exceptional translations and performances that created stunning versions in their own right. So let's understand the facts of the sentence here. These two men, Mort Schumann and Scott Walker, they popularized Jack's work through their exceptional translations and performances on stage. But there was nobody like these two men for Gainsborough or Gainsbourg. There was nobody for him to do the same. And that is why he was not popular. He was not popular. It means he would have been popular if there was a Scott Walker for him as well. Option A is the obvious choice. If someone as skilled as Scott Walker had rendered his music, powerful stage adaptations, which means performances. If Scott Walker, if a person like Scott Walker was available to him as well, to render his music, powerful stage adaptations or performances. Okay, easy question. Author never talks about Anglophonic audiences having different tastes. This would not make him popular because different tastes could be any different. They would not necessarily like his work. Even so, his lover Jane had taken him to the world. Are. She's already doing it, no? She's already doing it. Yet he's not popular because his lover Jane has, probably got no skill. So, yeah, to market him. So, so that is why it is not happening. Not happening. He had been less difficult to understand. Okay. Alien idea. He was never difficult to understand. He was never difficult to understand. He was difficult to copy, to imitate. To imitate, but not to understand. Exactly. So, easy question again. According to the passage, the attempts to translate or reinterpret his work have mostly failed because, again, a question derived from this part of the passage. They have failed because many people have tried to provide literal translations, carbon copy translations, and they have failed in doing so. because his work is unique. So why have the attempts failed? Because they tried literal translations. Third paragraph, second line. Okay, because of uniqueness of his work, yes, and lack of commitment by wait, alien idea. Not mentioned that translators were not committed. They were committed. They tried hard to translate his work, yet they failed because his work is unique, and they tried to copy it word by word. Maybe they tried to create a carbon copy, which is not possible. So lack of commitment nahi hai, lack of skill maybe, but not lack of commitment, which is a lesson for all of you also. Our endeavors fail not always because we lack skill, sometimes because we lack commitment, sometimes because we lack resilience, and sometimes, yes, in some cases, we do not lack commitment, we do not lack resilience, sometimes we actually lack skill. So there are a lot of variables at play. We have to target, we have to, account for all of them. Please keep this thing in mind. No TED talk, Rajo. No. 2 cents of wisdom in between. That's it. TED talk तो फिर तेरे को पता जब चलती है फिर क्या होता है. So uniqueness of his work, yes, but lack of commitment, alien idea. Okay, option B. Attempts have failed because of peculiarity of his works. Yes, peculiarity is equal to uniqueness. And overemphasis by translators to translate it word for word, exactly what we are looking for. This line, paraphrased. Insistence on providing literal translations. Literal translations means word for word translation. Paraphrasing of this idea, paraphrase of the sentence I marked. The attempts failed because of his lover Jane's incompetence. Well, a lot might have happened because of his lover's incompetence, but the attempts did not fail because of his lover's incompetence. Alien idea. No comments. Yes. Okay. Slightly challenging. This passage was complex, slightly challenging. I'd say moderate level passage. And the questions were tricky too. Questions were also moderate. The first 2 passages were, I think, I know breezers, but yes, they were hard substances. Passages 3 and 4. Yeah, the length was relieving. But sometimes length does not matter much. A philosophy passage, for example, on metaphysics or ontology can confuse you, even if it is 1 paragraph long. So length is not always a sure index of passage's complexity, but okay, yes, it is a reliever. Okay, Tanu, that is stupid because the CAT conveners have already said that they are going to make it easy for the aspirants to attempt the test. So they're going to make it shorter. They're going to make it shorter. It's weird. It's weird.
Sir,
Okay.
how much number of questions should we expect in
22 to 24.
24?
22 to 24. That is going to be the range.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So basically in this passage, author talks about the conditions required for paleoclimatologists to be able to calculate or estimate the climatic conditions that existed in the past. क्या बोल गई? Okay, correct. Isn't everything relative in this world? When did we read this passage? Relative motion का कुछ तो summary था last test, or what? Time is relative, space is relative, one's motion with respect to other. Some passage, I think in the last test, beautiful passage. No? Everything is relative. Everything is relative. Even joy, grief, all these emotions are relative also. So yes, marks nahi aana ka matlab, and also a major flaw in your analysis, guys. Now that we are talking about it, and this talk is also important in between. One major flaw in your analysis is that your yardstick or your benchmark is other candidates. Your benchmark is not your own past. That's a major flaw in your analysis. What you try to assess or compare is your performance with respect to other people's performance. This is stupid. This is stupid. Their departure point was different. Your departure point was different. Their level when they started was different. Your level was different. Their amount of hard work, your amount of hard work, different. So your yardstick should be your past. Are you growing? Are you progressing? And not other people. तुम्हें लगता है कि अरे इसका 45 आ रहा है भाई, लीडर बोर्ड पे आ रहा है भाई, वो 45 के लिए probably that person started at 20-25 and you started at -5. Dude, give it some time. So everyone is growing, but the time space continuum is not the same for everybody. Everybody is growing in the different time space continuum. You have a different time space क्या बोलूं, coordinate, not continuum. Exactly, Shivam. वही ना अपने. Anyway, so please compare your performance with your past performance and not with others' performances. You'll feel good about it, that you are progressing, you're growing. Exactly. Okay, so the passage was about the difficulties that paleoclimatologists face in assessing the past climatic conditions. What are the conditions required, etc., etc. And a method is described in the second paragraph. Using the lake levels, they can assess the past climatic conditions. A method is described. So easy, not easy, but moderate level passage. It can be inferred that the recent study mentioned in the last lines has led to the conclusion that, okay, let's read. So what is the conclusion that the recent study has led to? Let's read from above here. Since lake, please understand the idea, try to picture, try to visualize what is being said. Since lake levels are controlled by rates of evaporation as well as by precipitation. Okay, so lake levels are controlled by two things, evaporation and precipitation, that is snowfall or rainfall. The interpretation of such levels is dubious, so it's doubtful. How would you interpret? Okay, after all, the fact that lake levels in the semi-arid southwestern United States were apparently higher. Okay, they were higher in the past during the last ice age than they are now. So lakes were higher in the last ice age, and this fact was at one time attributed to increased precipitation. Okay, so the reason, it was assumed that the reason behind higher lake levels was increased snowfall, increased precipitation in the past ancient times. On the basis of recent studies, however, so there's a contradiction now. On the basis of recent study, however, it has been concluded that the climate was not necessarily wetter, which means no more precipitation, no rainfall, no extra rainfall, or no more rainfall than there is today. No more precipitation was there than it is now, but rather summers and winters were cooler, resulting in reduced evaporation. Okay. So the reason was not extra barish, extra rainfall, but the reason was, the reason for higher lake level was reduced evaporation. That's the whole idea. Reduced evaporation rather than increased precipitation. Okay. So the conclusion is there was less precipitation during the last ice age than there is today. Factually distorted. Factually distorted. It is mentioned that there was no more precipitation than it is now. It does not mean there was less. There might have been equal. There might have been equal precipitation. So no more does not mean less. No more means less than or equal to. So factually distorted. The lake levels in southwestern United States during the last ice age were no higher than they are now. Contradiction. They were higher, but the reason was different. Contradiction. Yes, absolutely. The high lake levels during the last ice age may have been a result of less evaporation rather than more precipitation. Exactly what we are looking for. Exactly what we are looking for, right? Paleoclimatologists will never get close to, will never get prediction. Alien. Now this prediction author has never made in the last paragraph. No. The source of the question is the last paragraph, the recent study in the last paragraph. Author has never made this kind of prediction. So alien. Alien means not mentioned. Some of you asked me to explain the meanings of these words. Alien. Alien idea means not mentioned in the passage or in the relevant paragraph of the passage. So this is an external thing. Alien object. Author asserts what? Option A, methods used by paleoclimatologists have not been fruitful. Author says they have been useful, but only to an extent. Last line, first paragraph. So they have been useful in a limited capacity. That does not mean they have not been useful. This is extreme. Those who were asking me to explain the meaning of extreme. Extreme means takes the idea to another degree. Passage says X is bad. Option says X is the worst. That is extreme. So they have been useful, but in a limited, to a limited extent.
Useful और fruitful में अंदर नहीं होगा?
No, useful and fruitful are the same.
Fruitful का मतलब ये नहीं हो सकता कि वो मतलब उनका इतना ज़्यादा रिजल्ट नहीं आया, इतना ज़्यादा उनका जो आउटकम है इतना ज़्यादा निकला नहीं.
इतना ज़्यादा नहीं निकला ही नहीं, fruitful ही नहीं. Fruitful and useful are same.
Okay.
No difference in this context. Paleoclimatologists must devise new methods. Has the author even suggested that anywhere mentioned suggested that they should devise new methods? No, absolutely not. So alien idea. The limitations of paleoclimatology are attributed to insufficient number of source material. Nice one. The limitations of paleoclimatology they result from insufficient number of source material. First paragraph, second, third line. The source of materials, rocks, lakes, vegetation must be widespread enough to provide plenty of information. So this has been a limitation. Therefore, this has been a limitation. They should be widespread enough. And then later author says, owing to these limitations, the methods used have not been useful. So we can infer using these two sentences that the available data or the available sources of information are not sufficient. There is data insufficiency. There is data insufficiency. There's source insufficiency. So option C, best available option at least. Shivam, you had a bad day, really bad day today. But it was an easy test. You scored horribly bad. Measurement of lake levels is the most effective method. Most effective, the best method. Lake levels. Author never mentions this. Extreme option. Extreme option. He never says it is the most effective. Maybe it is one of the effective methods, maybe implied anywhere, but not the most effective. Yeah, he calls it a reliable method here, that it gives us a reliable picture. it can be inferred that environmental signal found in geological material would not be useful if it what? So this was a moderate to difficult level question. Nice one. It would not be useful if what? First paragraph, fifth line says, these are the conditions, these are the criteria. At least some of the material must have necessary condition, must have retained the signal unaffected by subsequent changes in the climate. So if there's a rock, try to imagine if there's a rock and it has some signal, it has received some signal, the rock must have retained the signal unaffected by subsequent changes in the climate. Climate changed from the last ice age to today, but the signal must not have changed. It must have been retained as it is. That's a necessary condition. So it would not be useful, therefore, if this condition is not met. If this condition is not met, which means option B, if the signal also got affected by subsequent climatic changes, then it would not be useful. The necessary condition is that the signal must be retained without changes, without subsequent climatic changes. It would not be useful, therefore, if it also got affected by subsequent climatic changes. As simple as that. It was incorporated into the material when the material was forming. Contradiction. It would be useful. It would be useful. It's a condition. The condition is met. Question says it would not be useful. Would it not be useful if the signal was incorporated during the formation of the material itself? One. Again, contradiction. Again, contradiction one. If the signal is not affected by climatic changes, then it is useful. Question says it is not useful if the question has a negative, option also has a negative. Learning point, check. Check. Multiple negatives confuse you guys. So if there are multiple negatives involved, be extra cautious, extra careful. Okay, moving on.
सर मुझे इसमें क्या लगा था, इसमें was not affected by climate change में, कि इसमें लिखा कहाँ गया, बदल दिया गया पैराग्राफ. अच्छा ये आ गया, was not affected by climate changes. हाँ, तो इसमें लिखा हुआ है कि the must have received an environmental signal that reflects a change. तो अगर रिसीव किया है तो वो इफेक्ट भी हो जाए, मतलब कुछ ऐसा सोचा, लेकिन फिर उसके बाद
नेक्स्ट लाइन तो कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट कर रही है उसे.
ठीक.
Basically, a rock has received a signal. Rock has changed, but the signal has not changed. Climate has changed, but the signal has not changed. So by comparing the signal, whatever the signal is, and by comparing today's climate, then you can estimate the difference in between past climatic conditions and today's climatic conditions.
ठीक है, सिग्नल इफेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए बस.
Signal effect.
हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है.
Okay. Beautiful passage, beautiful article. It takes you to the inner workings of your brain. Talks about two different approaches. Tanu, I was waiting. It talks about did you enjoy, guys? It talks about two approaches to studying human brain. There is one behaviorist approach. What is behaviorist approach? What is Acha, chalo, let's discuss this quickly. I want you to work on your comprehension skills more than the scoring part. What is behaviorist approach? What did you understand by behaviorism? After reading the passage, what is your perception? Anybody? Okay. So behaviorist approach is that human behavior, after reading the passage, we can infer that behaviorist approach means that human behavior is governed by the associations that our brain forms between action and reward. I do something, the consequence of it, the award that I receive for my action, makes an impression in the brain. So the next time I know whether I want to or not want to perform the same action. Simple. Those of you who have watched Big Bang Theory, one of my favorites. So there is one particular episode in which our favorite, our beloved Sheldon, tries to treat Penny as a laboratory mouse by feeding her chocolate, by rewarding her for every action, every good action. So that is exactly what a behaviorism is all about. So you can also, relate to things that you have watched to visualize it better. So that is behaviorist approach. Passage says this behaviorist approach of studying brain was given by the guy Skinner, but my favorite guy, one of my favorites, Noam Chomsky. If you have ever heard his name or read some of his works, Noam Chomsky, because I belong to language sciences, I have read him a lot. He has done a great deal of research in linguistics, language sciences, etc. So Skinner says human behavior is governed by associations between action and reward. Noam Chomsky says rubbish. He says human action is governed by our genetic composition. It is inherent, just as the ability to see is inherent, and it is not governed by any experience. It is inherent to us. Similarly, language, comprehension, and some other cognitive functions of our brain are inherent. They are in the genomic material rather than experientially acquired. It's not like that. So an author, by the way, author supports neither of these two researchers. He only reports the works of both of them, does not support either, which means the passage is objective. Passage is objective. Objective means only facts, no bias, no author's bias. The writer has no bias. Okay. The behaviorist approach, one adopted by the likes of Skinner, asserts all of the following except that. Okay. Behaviorist approach says that our behavior is determined by our experience. Simple words. Behavior is a function of association between action and reward, that is experience. Yes. Animal brain can be understood by drawing on past data, experience to predict the future. Yes. Language is a genetic and this is not Skinner's theory. This is Noam Chomsky's theory. Noam Chomsky's theory. Option C is the answer. Obvious choice. According to Noam Chomsky, so this was an easy question. Passage might have been complex, but the question was easy. According to Noam Chomsky, the new AI approach is what? Okay. A direct fact-based question. So please locate the source first. Ayan, nahi hona chahiye. Locate the source of this question first. The new AI approach according to Noam Chomsky. Last para, first line. Noam Chomsky, speaking in a symposium organized at MIT, critiqued the field of AI for adopting an approach reminiscent of behaviorism. So he criticized the field of artificial intelligence for adopting an approach which is based on behaviorism only. So according to Noam Chomsky, the new AI approach, direct answer, is a modern version of behaviorist approach, which is deficient. Best paraphrase, option B. He criticized, critique. He says it's a stupid, it is shallow. It is inadequate. So deficient. Option A is a contradiction. Noam Chomsky admits that this approach has some practical value. It might have some practical value. He admits that it might have some practical value, but theoretically it is stupid. So yes, it is of little is a negative word. It is of no practical value. It is of no scientific value. It's a contradiction to Noam Chomsky's opinion. C is alien. He never predicted that AI will lead to the resurgence of behaviorism. No. D is a contradiction. Noam Chomsky does not support the approach. So why would he say that it wrongly relies on statistical analysis of empirical data? So contradiction. A modern neurobiologist studying how bats behave when light is used as stimulus would most likely do what? It was written in the second last paragraph that behaviorist experimental paradigms are used routinely by neuroscientists, by neurobiologists in studying the behavior of laboratory animals such as rodents. Second last paragraph. So simply put, neuroscientists, neurobiologists still use behaviorist approach to understand the behavior of mouse, other rodents, etc. So they will rely on empirical, which means experiential, statistical analysis of associations. Yes, this is exactly what behaviorist approach is all about. They will view their behavior in light of the new cognitive principles. Wait, contradiction. The new cognitive principles are actually Noam Chomsky's principles, which are against the behaviorist approach. They will delve into complexities of their brain. Alien idea. They will borrow from Chomsky's theory. Contradiction. Chomsky hates or he rejects behaviorist approach. And neurobiologists, it is written that they still use behaviorist principles. So D is a contradiction. Okay, nice one. The primary purpose of the passage is to do what? To highlight a shortcoming in a scholarly approach. Tempting choice maybe, but wrong attribution. Not the author of this passage, but Noam Chomsky highlighted a shortcoming in a scholarly approach. Noam Chomsky highlighted a shortcoming in behaviorist approach. Author does not highlight any shortcoming. He merely reports to us that these two people, Skinner said something, Noam Chomsky was opposed to Skinner's approach. That's it. So author is not pointing out any shortcoming. Wrong attribution. The idea is attributed to author, but the idea should be attributed to Noam Chomsky.
But sir, one question here.
Yes.
Author is not pointing out anything. He's not giving you any argument. He's just stating out facts.
Absolutely.
But the purpose can shift towards the other things, right? Or it does not.
It has to be explicitly written or mentioned in somewhere. There has to be an impression. We can't assume that, okay, author wants to do it. No assumptions.
So there is no Inference and purpose.
No,
It has to be
there has to be a
mentioned.
tangible evidence for your answer.
Okay. Okay, sir.
To explore. Author wants to, the primary purpose of this passage is to explore. Okay. The discordant approaches, discordant means opposite approaches, used by cognitive investigators, absolutely correct. Skinner and Noam Chomsky, two people juxtaposed together, two approaches juxtaposed together. Author is trying to explore. He's not trying to favor one, support one, reject the other. No, he's merely trying to explore or state the facts. So objectivity of the passage is retained. To admire a cognitive scientist. Has he admired a cognitive scientist? Not really. Again, that smacks of subjectivity. Author is not supporting one and rejecting the other, so subjectivity is not there. To explain cognitive author is not explaining cognitive functions. Noam Chomsky explained cognitive functions. Again, wrong attribution. Author is not a scientist himself. As far as we know, he may have been, but he does not explain cognitive functions in his point of view. So wrong attribution, wrong POV, point of view, POV. It's not author's point of view. It is from Noam Chomsky or Skinner's point of view, option D. And primary purpose always comes from author's point of view, if there is any. Shivam, show me where. Tangible evidence.
So fourth paragraph, sir, उसमें लिखा हुआ the story of the unequivocal triumph of an essential Chomskyan approach over Skinner's.
Fourth paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Sir, as written today, the history of it is fifth, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph.
Fifth paragraph, fourth paragraph.
Sir, second last paragraph is second line.
Sir. As written today,
As
the
written
history of
today वाला है ना?
Achha, as written
yeah,
today,
sir.
the history of cognitive science is the story of the unequivocal triumph of an essentially Chomskyan approach over Skinner's. Okay, behavioral achievement commonly referred to as cognitive revolution, though Chomsky himself rejects this term. Interesting.
नहीं सर, मैंने तो सीधे हटा दिया था, ये मैंने पढ़ा था, देख लिया था मैंने,
Narrow नहीं है यार.
पूरी तरीके से एडमायर नहीं किया था उसको.
Exactly, it's not
पूरी तरीके से एडमायर नहीं किया था.
it's not wholehearted admiration. It is just a mention that the history of cognitive science, he's still talking about the history. He says history has supported Chomskyan approach. As the science has evolved, it has supported Chomskyan idea rather than Skinner's idea. That's the idea. So narrow, just one
Also,
sentence,
sir,
the
उसने-
overall.
Also sir, उसने स्किनर को ना कंसेशन दिया था, मतलब ये जो ये वाली लाइन है, while this may be a relatively accurate depiction, ये सब behaviorist.
Exactly,
हाँ.
because Chomskyan revolution तो दुनिया बुला रही है. Chomsky himself does not admit that it has been a revolution. In fact, there's a concession given, as you say, Ayan. There's a concession given that Skinner's approach is behaviorist approach is still used by neurobiologists and neurobiologists. भी पढ़कर
Second
आए
last
हैं.
line है इसी पैराग्राफ की.
Exactly.
हाँ,
So it
ये
is still
while
used
this may
by-
be relatively accurate depiction is far from dead in related disciplines.
Tanu,
तो यहाँ पर उसने बोला कि
Tanu, is there a multiplicity of adjectives? Or there's just one line that you're referring to that we have just marked? Is there a multiplicity of adjectives here? Is that the primary focus of the passage? Then show me where. Where does the author wholeheartedly admire Chomsky throughout the passage, or at least in the last part of the passage? It is just one sentence, and in the passing he mentions, okay, this has been the history. Noam Chomsky has been victorious. That's it. That's exactly what we are saying. So the passage is not overall, it is not subjective. This is a narrow point of discussion.
सर उनको कॉग्निटिव इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स बोलना ठीक रहेगा क्या?
हाँ, तो they both of them studied the working of the brain. Ultimately, there are two approaches now to studying the working of the brain. It can be inferred from the passage that the behaviorist approach was dominant in psychology. The time until which the behaviorist approach was dominant in psychology. There is one line here, second paragraph, third paragraph, this line. The undoing of Skinner's grip on psychology is commonly marked by Chomsky's 1959 critical review of Skinner's book. Now, if you located the answer, if you located this sentence, the undoing of Skinner's approach, which means behaviorist approach was dominant at least until 1959, after which Chomsky's approach probably became dominant. And 1959 means what? Sixth decade of the 20th century. Sixth decade of the 20th century. Correct answer, option C. Now, this is an original passage. The options are pyara. They are simple. But I knew while setting the options, I knew that some of you would mark wrong answers. Some of you would mark 19th century, because 1959 you would say 19th century. Without realizing that 1900s is 20th century. So congratulations.
Sir, 1956 भी sixth decade होगा ना?
And yes, 50s is the sixth decade.
Oh,
so
it's a C.
if you are 25 years of age, then you are in the third decade of your life. Na? You have completed 2 decades and you are in the third decade of your life. And not the second decade. It is the third decade of your life. Similarly, 1900 years have been completed. 1910 is 20th century. Na? This simple thing, many people confuse. And that is why this question, stupid mistake. So behaviorist approach was dominant in psychology until the 6th decade of the 20th century. Yes. According to Noam Chomsky, and this is the chocolate question of the day. Tanu, I will be financially cautious, na? I know that many of you might have gotten this and must have gotten this wrong. While setting the question itself, I set it that way. According to Noam Chomsky, which of the following is not consistent with behaviorist theory? Okay. Not consistent with behaviorist theory according to Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky says here, Noam Chomsky says behaviorist principles could not explain what all? The richness of linguistic knowledge, the wide variety of language resource, our endlessly creative use of it. There is inexhaustible supply of sentences and expressions that we can create out of language. It never ends. It's never ending. And how quickly children acquire language with minimal environmental stimulus. Minimal environmental stimulus. These three are facts which are not explained by behaviorist approach, according to Noam Chomsky. Chomsky की बात चल रही थी पूरी यहाँ पर. Okay. So let's see. According to Noam Chomsky, which of the following is not consistent with behaviorist theory? Human ability to use language. Wait. Tempting choice. Human ability to use language or human ability to use language creatively. It's not the ability to use language. It is the ability to use the language creatively, which is not explained by the behaviorist theory. And this is the kind of question you should expect in a moderate level, average level CAT. Easy आएगा तो ऊपर वाला क्वेश्चन सारा निकलेगा. एवरेज लेवल का पेपर ये रहने वाला है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 15 is the average level of CAT. Yes, this is average, moderate. है ही क्या? फैक्ट्स तो चेक करने. So यहाँ पे बोलता है creative use of language. A बोलता है use of language. Ability to use language itself. No, creative use of language. B, children's ability to use language. Again, problem. It's not children's ability to use language. It is children's ability to acquire language, and that too rapidly. Speed with which they acquire language, to learn language, not to use, but to learn. And not the ability, but the pace, the speed at which they learn the language. So those multiple problems with B. B goes out. Both of them are factually distorted. Seemingly endless language resource with humans. Seemingly endless. Seemingly endless. Richness of linguistic knowledge, endlessly creative use of the language. सीधा सीधा. Therefore,
रिसोर्स कहाँ हो गया?
अच्छा, that we are able to use language creatively in an endless manner. There is endless creativity, makes language a resource.
एंडलेस लैंग्वेज रिसोर्स.
हाँ.
यानी कि एंडलेस हो गई लैंग्वेज
अच्छा
और रिसोर्स.
लैंग्वेज रिसोर्स का मतलब ये नॉलेज बेस हो गया ना यार. It's also written richness of linguistic knowledge.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है.
So we had to nitpick. Yes, of course, we had to nitpick after that. All of the above is anyway out. So this was a chocolate question. Add 1 if you got it right. I am sure only 1 or 2 must have gotten it right. टेस्ट के बाद प्रतीक does not matter. चलो quickly the last part, VA part, quickly. Question 16 you must have left. There is negative marking associated. You must have left the question. Good job if you did so. Good job if you did so. The rush to abstraction accelerated rapidly during the first 2/3 of the 20th century. Basically, the idea of this passage was that art tried to find basic elements by abstraction. Now, whatever abstraction means, we don't have to bother. Art tried to find its basic elements, fundamental elements, by abstraction, just as science and technology did. Just as science did. Okay, so this is the basic idea. The avant-garde movement influenced the shift from the Romantic period to arts. This is factually distorted. From Romantic to art, what does that even mean? From Romantic period to art? No, in the Romantic period, arts shifted to abstraction, towards abstraction. So, ये period and art के बीच का जो factual, this does not even make sense. Factually distorted and senseless. How can you shift from one period to one particular domain of activity? Good job if you eliminated using the same logic. The avant-garde movement dominated by abstraction, okay. Followed a path similar to that followed by science technology, okay. In its pursuit of the basic elements of art, okay. Everything is fine, option B. Abstraction came about in the 19th century. Wait, abstraction came about? Abstraction originated in the 19th century? No, it was accelerated. So this came about is factually distorted or alien, whatever you want to call it. It is not mentioned in the passage that this activity or this abstraction, whatever it is, we don't have to bother. It came about in the 19th century. Also, regaining of importance is also alien. Rajsi, timeline is also twisted. D is correct. Also, avant-garde theory brought in the acceleration of art towards abstraction, correct, in the hunt for basic elements, correct. D is also correct. However, D does not draw the comparison between art and science. That comparison is missing. Therefore, option B, because it covers more ground, it covers more facts, more details of the passage, it is the best summary. Ground coverage, more ground coverage. It covers more points, more ground, therefore the correct answer. Question number 17. Easy question, super easy question. Exactly. Farmers are not going to get discouraged because to use herbicides because in the olden days they had a lot of trouble, you know, weeding out unnecessary plants, and they consider herbicides godsend. Simple. Question 18. Parajambal, would you agree? That 3-2 is a concrete pair because 3 talks about different domains of activity, a general statement. There is a stage of criticism in which all works means general statement, in which all works, whether of nature or of art, are referred to as design. They are referred to as design. General statement. Now he specifies. Now he's talking about, he narrows down the scope of his discussion. First he says in all works, whether works of art or works of nature, something happens, something is called design. Now in writing also, there is a large element which was not comprehended in the original design. So 3-2 is a concrete pair. Statement 1 gives us the reason why. For means because. For means because. So it gives us the reason. Reason for what? It says plan grows under author's hands. Acha. So there is no original plan as such. There is no, not everything is decided in the beginning itself, but the plan evolves under author's hand, which means 1 is a natural follow-up of 2. 2-1 is also a concrete pair. Do you agree? Absolutely correct, Anu. So do you agree that 1 is the reason why not everything is conceived in original design? When someone starts writing a novel, an article, etc., they don't conceive everything in the original design because the plan grows under the author's hands. New thoughts occur to him in the course of writing, in the middle of it. So 3-2-1. And then how should reader perceive it? Reader who wants to find out a fundamental element is only going to assume some fundamental element because there is no fundamental element as such. So वो ऊपर बोलता हुआ आ रहा था, तो 3214 is going to be the answer. Now 3-2 is a concrete pair definitely. 2-1 is a concrete pair definitely. If you were able to understand the ideas of these sentences, you will be able to relate. You would have been able to relate it. 4 cannot be the opening. Obviously not the opening because writing की बात तो 2 में start होती है ना. That is why 4 has to be the ending statement.
Sir, fourth में the reader who seeks to find some idea under which the whole may be conceived. उसके बाद 1 for the plan grows under the author's hand must necessarily seize on the vaguest and most general. उसके बाद for the plan grows under the author's hand. क्यों?
For the plan evolves, goes नहीं grows under the author's hand. This is not the reason. So this is not the reason why the reader would not find out, hints of the basic elements of writing. This is a reason why the original design does not have any basic elements or fundamental elements. There's a large element which समझ गया?
Sir, must necessarily ये इसका रीजन ना कि क्यों वेगेस्ट और
नहीं है उसका रीजन ना, logically
seize करना
cannot
पड़ता
be the reason logically, वही तो बोल रहा हूँ.
मतलब seize on the vaguest and most general है, must necessarily seize on the most vaguest and most general है. और ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्यों? क्योंकि for the plan grows under the author's hand, new thoughts occur to him. ये सर.
तो अगर प्लान ग्रो कर रहा है मतलब do you want to say that even after the book is complete and the reader is reading it, the plan is still growing in the author's hand? Understand na? The plan is still growing under the author. In the course of writing, the plan is growing. After it has been written, while the reader is reading it, the plan is no longer growing. The book is ready. So that is the idea. So okay. Would you agree for question number 19 quickly? 4-2 is a concrete pair. Analogously means similarly. Easy. 4-2 was an easy concrete pair. It is the harmony of organic growth which produces a variety of color and form. The complete whole we admire in the flower. So he's drawing a comparison between flower and human activity, free human activity, analogously. So 4-2 is a concrete pair, draws a comparison between organized activity. Okay. This in fact tells us that this sentence should add to the previous idea. Adding to the previous idea. And what does this sentence tell you? In fact, anarchism alone makes organization of common interests possible, which means the previous sentence must also be along the same lines, that anarchism helps bring people together under one caption, under one head, under one banner, etc. Common interests aligned. Something like this. The spirit of solidarity results in the perfection of social harmony, which we call anarchism. So the spirit of solidarity means unity or alignment of common interests. Which we call anarchism. And then he adds to the idea. In fact, anarchism alone can cause that unity, solidarity, or organization of common interest. So there are two ideas which match: organized activity of common interest, that is spirit of solidarity. So there's a thematic coherence and grammatic coherence between 2 and 1. 2-1 is a concrete pair too. Agreed? Everybody convinced? Logically satisfied? Now, obviously, 3 is not going to open. So any which way it is going to close the discussion, and it is going to tell you without anarchism, the present conditions of social and economic interests, there's an antagonism which results in war between different classes, different categories of people, etc. Ayan, 4.2 is the simplest here. Analogously means similarly, na?
सर वो
He's drawing the
it
comparison
लिखा हुआ
between
था तो मैंने
flower and
कहा
human.
it को कोई रिफर मतलब नहीं कर रहा उस टाइम पर it के लिए, मतलब it
Whi-
लिखा
which
हुआ
it?
उसमें 4 में
Which
4
it?
में it is the harmony of
Arre, it is
organic
raining.
growth.
It is raining.
हाँ ठीक है, it is the harmony of organic growth analogously the हाँ ओहो
No, it is raining. Do you want a reference point? A reference point for this? It is raining outside.
नहीं
Now
इसके लिए नीचे है
you are asking for a subject for this it. Arre, this is a sentence beginner. This is not a pronomial reference. This is just a sentence beginner.
हाँ तो सर it is the harmony, तो उसके बाद ऐसा of organic growth which produces variety of color and form the complete whole, तो एनालॉगसली क्या आने की जरूरत है, फिर डायरेक्ट एनार्किज्म ये सब
नहीं,
ऐसे
यहाँ पे
आना चाहिए
फ्लावर, यहाँ फ्लावर की बात हो रही है बाबा.
अच्छा ये इट फ्लावर है,
पूरा सेंटेंस फ्लावर की बात कर रहा है ना. इट इज द हार्मनी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ which produces a variety of color and form, the complete whole we admire in the flower. Flower grows organically on its own. It develops into variety of color and form, and that is what we admire in a flower. Analogously, similarly, the organized activity of human beings also should grow organically without any authoritative government. It should be therefore without any law, without any. It should be organic. That's right. Tanu 3 talks about human society, na? It adds to the idea of anarchism and human society, na? So it cannot come before 4. For that matter, it cannot come before the unit 4.2. 4.2 sets the context of discussion. Before 2, he has not even talked about human society. He's talking about flower. So how can 3 open the discussion? The locus of discussion should not shift. The locus of discussion should not shift that often. First human society, then flower, and then again human society. Unlikely to happen. I'm not saying cannot happen, because again, author की अपनी मर्जी है. Author is the dada. Okay. This was a moderate level question, I would say. Even though he was entirely cut from the theatrical cut of Justice League, Zack Snyder's original plans for Darkseid included a much fuller character arc than most fans assumed. Then Snyder helped create the story of Justice League, and he completed 100% of principal photography before he was pushed out of the project. So 4.2 is a concrete pair. Do you agree? 4.2 is a concrete pair. Thematic coherence. Thematic coherence. And then the new man, the new guy, the new director is introduced, the new photographer or director, whoever this guy is. Under Joss Whedon, I'm not a movie buff, so I don't know much about these men, or for that matter, series buff. I don't watch many of them either. I watch a different genre altogether. So under Joss Whedon, extensive reshoots, she reshaped Justice League. 4.2 should be followed by 3. Yes, but 4.2 should be 4.2 should be followed by 3. So 4.2, 3 form a concrete triplet. One should obviously be in the end. Chalo, before digressing. Question 21, easy question. There are two parameters that you can use to eliminate choice one. Yes, Ayan. Acha. Two things that I'm going to point out. Everybody, please focus here. Two things I'm going to point out. The theme in 4 sentences. No two electrons within the same atom have same energy and angular momentum. No two electrons. Therefore they repel. Therefore they repel. They don't have, or maybe not therefore, but they repel. Okay. No two electrons have same energy and angular momentum within an atom and they repel. This is the theme of discussion. Now one deviates from this theme. One focuses on the technique used to observe them. Where does that come? Where does that come from? Technique. So this is the alien theme, alien idea.
Sir, superconductors भी तो.
चल वो तो ठीक है, because he's talking about certain different.
हाँ ठीक है, such as है, such as.
हाँ such as है, वो तो ठीक है, कोई problem नहीं. But technique is not even a remote consideration here in other forces. So theme based पे one goes out. Now please note the style of writing in 5 sentences or the tenses used in the 5 sentences. Tenses. Out of context questions, if you remember the concept class, there were various parameters. Those who are there in the concept class. Others also, we might have discussed it in the course of practice itself. Tenses are an important consideration. बताना मुझे one का tense क्या है बेटा? What is the tense structure used in one? Ayan present तो नहीं है. The technique used to observe them could help scientists better understand. It is clearly past tense, no? It is past tense, no? The narration, the narrative style, past tense.
Sir, present, although the poly themselves
are based on
known
this,
physics,
the techniques used to observe them could help scientists better understand. So maybe it is past tense.
could help यानी कि इस point of time पर could help. The technique used to observe them.
Okay, there's ambiguity. Maybe there's an ambiguity. The could might be used in the present sense here, that you could go or you could score well if you keep working hard. Maybe that way, but most likely it is past. And anyway, the other 4 sentences are clearly, the narrative style is different. Consider the other 4 sentences. The narrative style, the narrative technique is different. He's describing a scientific phenomena, descriptive. They do this, scientists do that, they do this. So descriptive style of writing. And even if we assume that it belongs to the same tense structure, we would say it is prescriptive style of writing, suggestive style of writing. It could help. So he's basically giving his opinion. He's giving his opinion on something. He's opining on the possible uses of a particular scientific technique. It could help us understand blah, blah, blah. So it's not descriptive, definitely. It's not descriptive. Okay. 22 was difficult. At least I found it difficult. You should have left the question. I don't know whether you found some perspective to answer this question. I would have left this question. I would have left this question. Chal chocolate question. Tanu, explain. Others talk about what we have done. Maybe narrative style of writing. While sentence 4 talks of what we should do. Prescriptive style of writing. Is that your logic? So nice question. If you based it on the style determination, what is narrative style of writing? Now, those of you who are new to these classes relatively might be wondering, sir, narrative style kya hota hai? Narrative simply means author is telling us about events, what we have done, or what someone else has done, what has transpired, the events. So narrative is objective. Mostly, in fact, always objective. It has to be objective. While prescriptive means author is giving suggestion. We should do this, we should do that. This should be done. Instructions are there. So those of you are wondering what they are. These are. Style of writing and tenses are going to be important considerations in solving out of context questions.
सर मुझे प्रोवोकेटिव लगे थे बाकी सारे, और वन प्रोवोकेटिव नहीं था. वन बस बता रहा था कि मतलब कोई प्रोवोक कर रहा है कि हाँ भैया ये हमें करना है, ये नहीं करना, मतलब वी आर मेट ऑन अ ग्रेट फील्ड ऑफ
प्रोवोक कर रहा है. इन अदर सेंटेंस प्रोवोकेटिव इज प्रिस्क्रिप्टिव अगेन. Is not
4 score and 7 year father brought forth upon this continent a new nation. ये सब कि भैया हमारे फादर ये सब लाए. It is for us the living.
This happened. Narrative style of writing. Narration means this happened.
हाँ, narration of events.
So there is no provocation.
ये provocation नहीं कर रहा. It is for us the living rather to be dedicated here to be unfinished work.
सिर्फ 4 कर रहा है ना, तभी तो आप बाहर जा रहा है. Because it is provocative, it goes out. Because it is prescriptive.
3 भी तो कर ही रहा है ना. 4 score and 7 और father brought की 3
तो
में कि हमारे फादर ये लाए थे. अच्छा
तो
ये हुआ.
इसमें provoke वो because you are connecting 3 and 4, because that is why 4 का essence to 3 को भी दे रहा है.
और सर 5 भी तो वैसे ही होगा कि we dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here कि जिन्होंने अपनी लाइफ यहाँ पर दी.
हाँ,
उनके लिए
हमने बस एक जगह दे दी है बस.
हाँ, तो बस प्रोवोकेशन हो रहा है. 3 4 5
हमने ऐसा किया. कहाँ है प्रोवोक?
अरे तो किया हो गया.
तूने पहले
तभी हार्ड है ये. तभी हार्ड है ये. 4th अगर लगा दिया,
तूने 4th लगा दिया बीच में assumption पे, तो फिर तो सब कुछ तूने कोई उसी सेंस में देखना है. Essentially, that is the mistake you are committing here. तू 4 लगा चुका है. तू ऑलरेडी आंसर अपना बना चुका है माइंड में कि 3 4 5 तो है ही कॉन्टेक्स्ट में. उसके बाद तू आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट का क्वेश्चन कर रहा है. समझना गलती प्रॉब्लम क्या है.
अच्छा हाँ,
तू तो लगा चुका है ऑलरेडी. 3 4 5 कॉन्टेक्स्ट में है, फिर तू उसको जस्टिफाई कर रहा है कि हाँ क्यों है.
अच्छा ठीक है. तो फिर अब कैसे पता चलेगा? ये तो फिर गलत हो जाएगा ये.
मैंने बताया वो ना. फर्स्ट थीम, सेकंड स्टाइल,
हाँ स्टाइल,
थर्ड टेंसेस. देखना, चेक करना. इसको कॉन्शियसली करना पड़ेगा, एक्सप्लिसिटली. थीम चेक कर, इंडिविजुअल सेंटेंसेस का अलग अलग आइसोलेशन. स्टाइल चेक कर, फिर टेंसेस चेक कर.
आपने स्टाइल चेक किया था इसमें कि स्टाइल कैसे हुआ?
स्टाइल कैसे, तभी मेरा आंसर निकला, नहीं तो मुश्किल था.
तो स्टाइल में ना वी आर एंगेज इन अ ग्रेट सिविल वॉर, ये सब है. आराम से बोल रहा है. हाँ ठीक है.
This is happening, this is happening, this happened, this happened. It is for us the living rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work. Also, rather is unfounded, grammatically speaking. There's no connection. Okay.